Hello, everyone. It is good to have you back. This is episode 9 of the 2026 Intake series. And in this episode, we're going to talk to you about the things you need to do the moment you touch down in England. Let's dive into it. Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understand. We are going to be touching on a little bit of everything, so I am looking forward to finish within like about 15 minutes, so just stay tuned until the end of this episode. If you just arrived in the UK or you are planning to get to the UK, then this episode is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joshua and welcome to the episode 9 of the 2026 Intake series. This means that if you have not watched the previous episodes, please make sure you are going to do that because it is very, very important and vital. As an international student, the moment you get to the airport and you leave the immigration ports and then you come into the UK after you have settled in with the accommodations and stuff, of which we have spoken about in the previous episodes, the very first thing that you need to do is to go to your school. You came here for school, you came here to study. Now the school needs to have a report on you that you have arrived at your destination. They need to be able to know that you are already in the UK. Okay, apart from you being in the UK, they are going to have an orientation for you, and that orientation is going to help you understand the core missions and the values of the organization. It's going to let you know where you need to have your classes. Everything that you need to know as a fresher will be done during the orientation sections. So please don't miss out. And those times are very, very crucial because it helps you meet different kinds of people from different countries who have the same goals and aspirations. You can even get your friends from there and you will complete your school with them. And these are some of the pictures of my friends I actually had from the first day of orientation, and we all graduated together. Well done. Yes, so please don't miss out, okay? Don't feel nervous. It is always like that, and don't feel like everybody has been there before. No one has literally been there before, so it is all your first time. So just dive in and then just be okay. Chill. All right. One the other most important things that you need to know with regards to the orientation and the checking in your campuses is also to activate your emails, to get your student ID cards. Now, one thing that you need to know is that the orientations and the check-ins also have deadlines, okay? So you make sure that you're meeting the deadlines by going there ASAP to get it done. The UK immigration has also updated their system. So currently we don't have anything like BRP where you need to go and take a BRP or anything of that sort. But then just make sure that your e-visa is connected to your passport and everything of that sort. Now, this thing is very, very important. The moment you are done with your registration, I will personally urge you, please go in and grab yourself a SIM. Go in and grab yourself a SIM. It does not really matter where, the network, the type of network. It can be Vodafone, it can be Sky, it can be EE, it can be Voxy, it can be any other kind of SIM which is usable in the UK, okay? Because it's going to make your life so easy. It is going to make your life so easy. Getting the SIM card, it is very, very crucial and essential. You can walk into any shop. You don't need to start a contract SIM. You can just walk in to any shop and then start pay as you go. You can get it from Poundland, Sainsbury's, Tesco, or even the local shops. You can definitely get a SIM card from there. So please let it be one of your major priorities the moment you get to the UK. And you don't need to be looking for the best SIMs. Okay, we don't you don't need to be looking for the best SIMs because all the networks have their best advantages over the other. Just going for one that you are, it's nearer to you at the moment, use it. And at the end of the day, if you feel like changing it to any other thing that you have heard of or you have researched on, that is entirely okay. You can definitely switch it. But until then, just make sure you are grabbing your hand on one UKSM, because I know what I'm talking about. It is very, very important. Thanks to a lifesaver, I nearly got frustrated on my way here, right? So please, thank you. And then please, I don't want you to make that same error, because I literally lost my SIM card on arrival and that should tell you that I suffered. Okay, now I know a lot of us come into the UK with money. Okay, let's say you have your money, physical cash and all of that, and you are keeping it with you. My dear, creating a mobile banking app is as easy as saving your own name on your own phone. Okay, trust me, it is not difficult, and they have made it very easy for everyone to be able to do it. And then you're going to need some little documentations to be done, and then the moment you are done, voila. Trust me, I have only been to a bank like 2 or 3 times in the whole years that I've been here. That should tell you that physical banking is not as prioritized as the mobile banking. So there are some banks that are very easy and then very student friendly. Such banks are Monzo, Revolut, Lloyds is very good. And I don't want to put any personal experience here on the banks. You can go in for HSBC, you can also go in for Halifax. It is all dependent on what you want to choose. But people are going to tell you that they've had bad experiences with some of the banks. You need to do your research, but for now you have to use the one which is closer to you. I would personally recommend that you use Monzo. Monzo is like very easy to set up. You can use that, and then later on when you are readily available to go into like the further banking where you use it for your salaries and all of that, you can go in for the Halifax, Lloyds, HSBC. If you're in Scotland, you can definitely fall on the Bank of Scotland. After you are done with the processes of opening the bank account, it might take some time, but please trust me, it will go through. Most of the times, the only thing they need is probably your NI. Is it NI? Probably your NI. As at the time I was registering, you're going to need your NI and then proof of address where you currently are. And these traditional banks, they also work digital as well. And then there are some digital banks like Monzo that does not have traditional banks. So depending on whatever bank that you register with, they would send you your bank card to your residence. And please don't stress, delays are normal, but then they always seek to attend to you in about 3 to 5 working days. And if it exceeds, that means there has been like a high volume of demand, and they'll be looking forward to work their best out for you to have a safer experience with them. And we are riding on to the 5th point. Now the 5th point is registering with a GP. A lot of people do not know what a GP is. The GP is a general practitioner. Okay, now these are, I'm going to say, they are hospitals designated for each and every town. Okay, let's say you are coming to Birmingham, okay, and then in Birmingham you are limiting yourself down to your town of residence. Now with the town of residence, we have places like Lascelles, we have Aston, we have Dudley, we have Smethwick. We have places like Selly Oak. So depending on the place you stay or reside, that is where you're gonna get a GP close to you. It is so good. You have paid IHS, you have paid health surcharge, and you don't want it to go waste at any point in time you are sick, I know it's an African vibe. I don't know how the Asians are feeling about this, but it's an African vibe. When you're even when you're sick, you don't really want to prove that, you don't really want to show that you are sick. But please go in there, they will take care of you. If you notice some changes in your body reactions and everything, it is good that you report it as soon as possible, because you may never know, maybe you might be reacting to maybe something that you're not used to, and then they will help you overcome it. But then if you keep it to yourself, it might worry you in the long run, and you don't want that to happen. Your health really matters, so please don't ignore this, okay? Transport is something that I have always been talking about. I remember one of my very first videos that I made in the UK that had over 1 million views was based on transport. All right, now transport is very different from that of which we know from our countries, and it is absolutely fine. You don't have to understand it the moment you get here, but you need to get yourself used to it. Maybe on the first day or on the second day when you arrive and then you have settled in, you can just take a stroll. You can walk around just to see the areas and the directions that the buses drive through, the transports go through. You just watch, or you just see how people get off and hop on the bus. You see how people pay with their card, you see how people pay with their money. Some of them, if you pay like a bigger amount of the actual amount you're supposed to pay, you don't get change back. That is because they don't have access to the money and they cannot give you the change. So if you want to get on the bus and then you're having like, it's going to be £2 and you give them £5, that means you're not getting your £3 back. So please bear in mind that, and just be mindful. And you can also go in with your card. So imagine you have your bank card ready. You can deposit money on your card. You can deposit money on your card by going to the post office. If it is a traditional bank, I think even if it's Monzo, it is allowed for you to deposit money on it through the post office. And that is as easy as that. You can also walk into the, I once walked into a traditional bank to do deposit. It's not really done like that, but I think you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, that is it. Because to be fair, most of the things we do are digital. You don't have to see the physical money, and that is absolutely okay. And please, one of your best things that you should take as your best friend should be the City Mapper and Google Map. These two applications are going to change your life. They're going to save your life from a lot of stress. Please bear in mind that the buses work with time. Now, these times in some sort of geographical satellite systems are just as accurate as you are going to see on the phone. So these are going to help you plan, and this is also going to help you know the kind of bus you need to hop on. Sometimes a bus can be coming from Birmingham with the number X5 going to Birmingham, and another one is X5 going to Falcon Lodge. Now, if you are looking or focusing on only the X5, you might end up on the wrong bus because they're all going to different destinations. So you need to be careful, and you need to know exactly where you're going, and then make sure you are taking the Google Map and the City Mapper as your dear best friend, and that's on period. Okay, and after that, there are also some student discounts depending on the city you are. Depending on the city you are, there are some student discounts, and then if you don't want to miss out, you have to start doing your research based on your city. Now, when it comes to Birmingham, they have something called the NX Pass. If you go on the system or on the application, you would definitely know the kind of discount that they have for students, and then most of the times you need to submit your student ID before you can be eligible for such. So you see why the student ID is now important. Apart from that, it is also, the student ID gives you access to your university at any point in time. Apart from that, it does a lot of things outside the university, so please keep it very low. Emotional reset. This part is not so spoken about enough. Okay, we don't talk about this part so much, but I feel it is very important. You're going to feel excited, you're going to feel overwhelmed, you're going to feel so happy, you're going to feel confused at the same time. Everything coming together all in 1 week. But just taking a deep breath, relax. You just started. Take it one day at a time. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Don't compare. Okay, just take it easy and then have it on a low and you'll be fine. Trust me, you will be. So I'm gonna close with this. Okay, your first few days coming into the UK, it's not gonna be hyper perfect. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be hyper perfect, but then it's gonna be like intentional living. You're gonna be very intentional about the things that you're gonna do. You're gonna have to take your measures and your steps very well. Don't be so careful. Just have an open mind and explore. You may never know how things are gonna turn out for you. Anyways, if this video was helpful, you can save it, share it to your friends, and then also share it to your friends that are coming to the UK that only you know about it. Anyways, my name is Ajachewa, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Au revoir.